I think I'm recording now. Kerr's arrived. Hello, Kerr.
Hello.
Hello. And we've just finished with Bubbly.
Just arrived.
And
Just now de-stressing. We're getting the train in 20 minutes. Down where are we going again? Liverpool, that's it. For Liverpool.
Cheers.
Cheers. Is that right?
No, speak to
Sample.
speak to you soon.
There's no red light on that camera. Okay, this is how it really works.
I wonder if you can hear me. I probably can't. Okay, can you hear me?
Are you sure it's recording? Because there's no red light in the front. Usually the red light comes on.
It's...
There is a light in the front.
No, there's light here. And there's Jeanette. We're sorry, Jeanette. And we're on the train. We're on Virgin trains. We've got seats not together. As you can see. And our toasties have just arrived. We've had a wee G&T. And we've got our toasties coming. Oops. Thank you very much. Thank you. Kirsten's pictures. We thought we were on the wrong train, but we're not. We're on the right train. Okay. And it's just fabby. Busy.
Oh God.
Okay, see you later.
It's pallet kit seeing through this.
At least it was more complex than the things, the black things.
The lens caps on.
You've got a diopter. You're that bastard.
Yeah, litter.
What was on?
Guys,
Yeah.
guys, everything.
The lens cap.
And this time was the what? The diopter.
The diopter. It's a diopter. It's the diopter. It's a technical term.
Fucking, the diopter. Christ, I get up. Fucking simple request.
We've moved into the quiet camera. Should everybody's quiet?
We'll get us through.
Guy's an idiot. Trying to do his best to get that kind of chat. I'm sorry.
In the quiet camera.
You have to operate a diopter. Guys like that. Fucking
Sorry, yes, if you can take a bit.
what button is he? You want me to press, pal? To operate a diopter. You ask where to go? Say it, mate, you take the pick.
Right, it's a good photograph.
I'm waffling.
Is that your first commemorative when you're taking a race with your wee?
So, Kerr, we're at
With your wee Beatles bag?
we're in Bazenda in Liverpool. They have one in Leeds.
That's it.
How impressive was this restaurant?
It's great. Both versions on it. I like both versions.
There's Willie with my lovely pink glasses on. How impressive with this restaurant, guys?
Very, very impressive. I've got to say the food was immense. The beef fillet mignon was, the lamb was to die for. The service was really good. Glasgow could do a restaurant like this.
Show me the
Can you see
menu.
that?
Can we see inside?
Well, this is the preliminary.
So, which meat did you have? All of them?
Which we did not have. We just had all the meats.
Wow.
Just about.
That's... And the salad bar?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And the wine?
Oh well. Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc.
Is that a Marlborough? Yes. Yeah.
Marlborough.
And we're going to buy these glasses.
The glasses are amazing.
Loving them.
Did we see we were actually in Liverpool?
Yeah,
We're not in Glasgow, we're in Liverpool.
Very nice, very impressed. Really nice place. Okay, and then we're up right eyed and bushy tailed for the
Bus tour at 10:30 tomorrow.
magical mystery tour.
Magical
Willie.
mystery tour.
It's only 10 o'clock, for goodness sake.
We'll see you in the morning.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Happy birthday again. Big candles. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. How do you do that? That's a big candle. That is a big candle.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the Maltese and I was mistaken.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Which dates it back to 1870. In 1934, it was sold to the Salvation Army, who opened a home for 40 girls. Over the years, it's been a Salvation Army children's home, an orphanage, special needs school. John Lennon used to play in the grounds around Strawberry Field. His Aunt Mimi would always shout him for being in there because it was private property. John's answer was always, "It's all right, don't hang me for it. Nothing to get hung about. Strawberry Field forever." Although John did live with his Aunt Mimi for the majority of his childhood, his mother Julia was a regular visitor to the house. On the 15th of July 1958, she came around to visit. John wasn't in. She stayed in the house the early evening with Mimi. When she was leaving, she was crossing over this road to get the bus on the other side of the road to go back to Penny Lane. When she got on the grass in the middle, she turned to wave to Mimi. Stepped out into the road out looking, was hit by a passing car, killed instantly. John came home that night to find a policeman waiting outside the house to take him down to Sefton General Hospital, where he found Julia had been pronounced dead on arrival. John then had to identify his mother's body. She was actually killed by an off-duty policeman. Now, the house that John lived in with his Aunt Mimi from 1945 to 1963 is just coming up on the left-hand side, just there. We'll move forward once he moves forward. Keep going. Go on, carry on. So the house that John lived in with his Aunt Mimi, so he's coming up on the left-hand side just here. The reason this house has got a blue plaque on the wall and George's house hasn't is because the English Heritage give them plaques out will only give a plaque to somebody who's been dead for 20 years. The logic behind it is if you're still remembered after 20 years, you must have been famous. Now, John's bedroom was the small one above the front door. Although the band came around to rehearse, they weren't allowed in the house, the guitars. They were only allowed inside the porch. That's because Mimi always said to John, "The guitar's all very well and good, John, but you'll never make a living out of it." In 1965, John came back to visit Mimi. After fighting his way through the crowd of people who gathered outside, he found Mimi sitting in the kitchen crying. When he asked what the problem was, she said, "I can't put up with these crowds anymore. I want me peace and tranquility back." John said, "Don't worry, I'll take you on holiday." He took her to a place called Poole in Dorset. As they got to the cottage where they were staying, John showed Mimi inside, told her to have a look around while he brought luggage in. As she walked in the house, she found it was decorated beautifully. All the best furniture you get at the time. Above the fireplace, there was a big plaque on the wall. The plaque said, "The guitar's all very well and good, John, but you'll never make a living out of it." When she said, "What's that all about?" He said, "I've bought you this house." She then shouted at him, "What gives you the right to buy my house?" I was asking. He said, "Look, you looked after me for 18 years, it's my turn to look after you. It only cost me £20,000, plenty more where that comes from." She accepted the house and lived there right up until 1991, until she died. This house here was open for the first time ever to a film crew just on 13 years ago. It was NBC from America. They were making a new film called In His Life, the John Lennon story. Anyone actually seen the film? Yep. When they were filming in John's bedroom, we got invited down to have a look around because John's bedroom had never been used since he'd left. It still had the original wallpaper on the walls and even still had a poster of Bridget Bardot above the bed that John had put there. And that film has been voted the most factual Beatle film ever made because of the real locations used in it. They used John's house, Paul's house, Strawberry Field, Penny Lane, St Peter's Church and the Cavern Club. What do you think of the film?
It was good.
Good?
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
What's it called again?
In His Life. You enjoyed it? Glad to hear it. The guy who played John Lennon's best friend in that film, the guy who played Pete Shotton, John's best friend from the age of 4, also on the choreography. The guy who tells John Lennon to let Paul McCartney join a band was a local actor. A mate of Ray's, in fact. Isn't that right?
That's right. I thought it was Ray. I was
Much younger than Ray. Well, you actually went to the premiere with him, didn't you? I did. You went to the premiere with him as his date. It's the Odeon Cinema, London Road, Liverpool. Screen 2, the same screen every single Beatles film was premiered on, and he was there. Yeah, the guy who played Pete Shotton in the NBC film In His Life, the John Lennon story, was me. So I'd appreciate it if you all went home and bought it on DVD, because I'm skint, and I still get royalties. So feel free to buy it. It's still available on the NBC website. And car boot sales. Right, now we've got a couple of minutes drive. We're going to make our way around.
To believe that never wrong, but now I
to the week.
She's got in the back of a t-shirt.
I know, that's a bit kind of, and I don't know if I'm really into tricky bands. I really like to do like Beatles, and I thought they were really good. Actually, I thought they were very good. But
Yes.
you don't,
Bring it on.
are you not just using? Are you just not, are you videoing?
No, I'm trying to get this to focus.
Because I don't want you using the video in here.
On the Liverpool foreshore. In 1710, the Corporation of Liverpool started work on the world's first commercial wet dock, and by the end of the century, the city boasted a full dock system. Steam had revolutionised shipping, and this, combined with the Industrial Revolution and the opening up of the Americas, secured Liverpool's future as a trading city and a major port.
So ferry, cross the Mersey, 'cause this land's the place I love, and here I'll stay.
Record. Hi. In the taxi. Kerr's in the taxi, minding his pants.
I think you're part of
And
your pair on.
his socks. Well, he's got some on, but he's left a wee present for someone in the hotel. But now we're at Ealing Street Station, and the train is in 10 minutes. Woo! Will we make it? We do. Speak soon. Bye. Okay, I'm recording again. We're on the train. We're at Hoxton Home. There's Antoinette on the bubbles. Cheers.
Ching ching.
So did you have a good birthday cake?
It was great, it was really good.
What was your high school?
I think just been Liverpool, just been. Dinner on Friday night was good. That was pretty
Welcome to
exceptional.
this Virgin train to
think
Glasgow Central, calling
That was
Carlisle.
That was an event rather than just a meal.
It's great.
Company, shocking company. It was good. What was your highlight?
I liked the coach too. That guy was quite funny.
He was,
He had a
you're
good
right, that
rapport
was-
with people.
It was good. That was a good one.
And I liked the restaurant Friday night. That was a really good idea.
Hi, Billy.
What, Lou?
Have you only got 3 glasses for your fizz?
Yeah, because somebody left a glass.
Are you coming to join us?
No.
It was better.
You've not told us any interesting facts today.
I know. It's a way to Google some. Interesting fact. Died.
Okay, see you later.
Did you live?
I'm pressing. Oh, record. So I think it's recording. Hello, Jeanette.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, Willie.
Oh yeah.
And hello, me. Selfie. Selfie. We're in All Bar 1, waiting for Kerr,
See the iPhone things?
hoping that he gets to All Bar 1 in St Vincent's Street.
Oh, aye.
You get a selfie with your head.
He'll be here soon. So we're all here, and then we'll be departing shortly for the train from Glasgow Central. Bye.
You put your phone on the camera mode.